This is CNN.
Today marks the beginning of the third week of testimony in the Reginald Denny beating trial. The man who hovered above the Los Angeles riots in a television news chopper resumed his testimony on the stand today. He has already identified both of the suspects accused of attempting to murder truck driver Reginald Denny and of beating 6 other LA riot victims. Turr and his helicopter TV crew videotaped the beating. Another witness to the beating is this service station cashier, who identified Damian Williams as the man who hurled a brick at Reginald Denny, cracking his skull. Among the most gruesome scenes in the defining moments of the LA riot.
One Valley News team was in Los Angeles from the beginning, reporting live from the street, covering the news firsthand. Eyewitness News reporter Bryan Glazer, live at the scene.
It is a sunny but hazy day, a smoke-filled hazy day over the skies of Los Angeles today. Fires are still burning. Police are at almost every street corner where there is trouble. Throughout the night and into the dark hours of the morning, more than 140 fires burned out of control across Los Angeles with no hope of being extinguished. Thursday night was another shopping spree for looters. In most cases, thieves slipped away scot-free. But there are some instances, such as this one, in which police successfully apprehended a suspect.
What was he taking?
Oh, he's got
video stuff.
Video
Stuff out of video stuff. Yeah, go ahead. Shoot it close up.
Everywhere you turn, there are gutted-out buildings. There are fires everywhere, and there are no firefighters to fight those blazes. It's what you saw in London back in the 1940s.
Bryan, thank you.
Heavily armed Turkish troops have now secured 2 main highways through northern Iraq. Once again, commercial traffic is moving across the Turkish-Iraqi border, delivering much-needed food and medical supplies to the Iraqi Kurds. Dubbed Operation Steel, it began 3 weeks ago when the Turkish army crossed into Iraq, seeking out and destroying the notorious PKK terrorist group. The terrorists lurked in these caves. The Turkish military says while the heaviest of fighting has subsided, there are still small pockets of terrorist resistance. And the Turkish government says the operation could continue for more weeks to come until the military has reached all of its objectives.
This is a special report. The crash of Flight 191.
Let's go now to Bryan Glazer at DFW Airport.
We're here out on the tarmac, and as you can see in the background, National Transportation Safety Board investigators are sifting through the rubble at this time for any type of clue to what caused this accident. Now, it is believed that some of the bodies of the passengers killed in this crash are still inside. Investigators are looking through what is left of this airplane.
And I paid for his tickets to come see me. He was real excited to see Texas for the first time. I was going to show him around. I hope I'm able to still do that.
Now, minutes later, Christine Green was told her brother Gil is alive. Then there was a mad dash by airport van to Parkland Memorial Hospital. One priest said he found a live baby among the rubble. The infant was apparently overlooked by rescue crews.
As I was blessing the body of a family member, I guess, I noticed out of the corner of my eye that he was still breathing. And so I watched real close, and sure enough, he was still breathing. You could see his stomach going up and down. And so as soon as we noticed that, I called a survivor, and 3 of us rushed him to the ambulance. And then I baptized him, and they took him to Parkland.
The sign says we're more than 30 miles away from the Gulf of Mexico. However, by the looks of things here at the El Dorado Boulevard exit in Houston, the Gulf waters came right up to the edge of the city limits. Flooding streets, flooded lots, flooded to the point of being trapped on an island.
You see it. What you see is what you get. We need to get over there, and we can't. Well, we're about a mile away from home. We can't make it.
Under the glare of spotlights in frigid temperatures, rescue crews work furiously to free passengers trapped in the 8 mangled cars comprising Amtrak's Colonial.
Paramedics are in there now. They have, within the last half hour, talked to a man who is pinned in there from the waist down. They have not been able to free him. There's also a mother and a small child who are alive and are under that rubble.
At least 8 people are dead, including the Amtrak engineer, and the death toll is expected to rise. At least 90 people are injured, taken to 5 area hospitals. Demolished cars and twisted trucks, wreckage along Interstate 5 northbound. A Thanksgiving weekend tragedy. The driver of this car dead in the front seat. A child passenger also killed when a blinding sandstorm swept across the highway, severely diminishing visibility down to 0 in most places.
No airbags, but thank God for good seatbelts. All of a sudden, bang, bang, bang. I can't tell you, it happened like that.
The National Weather Service says a high-pressure front moving in from the great northwest is causing the windstorm here, and conditions aren't expected to let up until at least around midnight. Sad news from the El Dorado National Forest this evening, and a News 4 exclusive. The tanker plane went down just about 2 hours ago. News 4 was on the scene. The DC-7 firefighting aircraft crashes in a densely wooded area near Union Valley Lake. The crash site is surrounded by fire and is only accessible by foot. News 4 is the only civilian unit to gain access to the crash site. Our crew accompanies a half-dozen Forest Service firefighters and members of the El Dorado County Coroner's Office.
Jesus Padron. This accused cocaine trafficker is under investigation by federal agents.
Got any comment at all about the allegations against you for drug trafficking?
And so are several loans he gave to City Council member Esther Padilla. Eyewitness News reporter Bryan Glazer first cracked this exclusive story on Eyewitness News at 6.
The undercover operation involved the use of policewomen decoys on downtown streets since late last month. During an Action News 5 investigation of this project, reporter Bryan Glazer was arrested.
You sure you're not looking for a good time or anything?
Well, that depends.
What do you mean that depends?
Well, that depends. I mean, I don't know what you mean.
I want to go party. Do you want to go party with me? I want to party and I want it to be free.
And you want it to be what?
Free.
Free? Oh, well, I don't think I need that.
But there's a surprise. A squad car is behind me. Its blue lights flashing, and I'm placed under arrest.
Keep your hands up out of the down. Sorry, boy.
You're under arrest for soliciting prostitution. Just come on out of the car.
Now, you've seen what it looks like from the outside. Let me take you inside. A living room filled with feces, a bathroom overflowing with animal excrement, the kitchen littered with dog chow, a feast for houseflies. The scene deputies find when arriving at 9203 Points Edge, home to more than 15 cats and dogs. Their owner, this woman, now facing charges of animal cruelty.
But the house is filled with feces.
We do the best we can, okay?
John Easley is seen here transporting a patient to Veterans Administration Hospital. The Eyewitness News surveillance conducted 4 days prior to the indictment. Easley refuses to discuss the charges. Are they true or not? I mean, we've talked to a lot of people, and we understand the district attorney's office is investigating.
I have nothing to say.
Are you guilty or innocent?
I have nothing to say.
You don't know whether or not you did these things or not? Easley is currently employed by Amcare Ambulance Service. After the criminal investigation into Easley began in June, he resigned from Kirby. Easley is accused of molesting young girls living in the neighborhood adjacent to fire headquarters. This woman says her 11-year-old was molested, and this woman says her 9-year-old fell victim to sexual abuse.
He hugged her, and then she started feeling his hand go low.
What do you mean his hand go low?
Like she said that she was feeling that his hand was going low, like towards her bottom.
Another alleged victim is the 3-year-old daughter of a Kirby firefighter. Edgewood's remaining stock of allegedly tainted beef is under federal and state quarantine, locked in freezers. Since June, the school district has purchased an estimated 54,000 pounds of beef. Beef ground by butchers at San Antonio's Brawn Company, charged in a state lawsuit with fraud. But what do you know about the allegations that the meat was stuffed with turkey?
We have no comment.
Well, it's either true or false, right?
Sir, we have no comment.
Eventually, company president George Braun headed for his car.
The allegation is that poultry parts were stuffed with beef. Can you respond to that?
Did Mr. Braun tell you that he was giving you 100% pure ground beef?
According to our bid specifications, yes. According to the labels that are on the boxes, yes.
2-inch-long needles, human body parts capped in culture containers, test vials filled with blood, examples of illegally disposed, potentially infectious medical waste found in dumpsters outside doctors' offices across Dade and Broward counties. Some violations minor, others severe and blatant. Example, this South Miami arthritis clinic. 3 separate inspections here uncovered 46 blood vials mixed with general refuse. The clinic administrator ardently denies illegal dumping.
And if you have any proof otherwise, let me see it.
We later confronted the chief physician with specimens removed from the clinic's dumpster.
5 different bags on here, but do you recognize the names of any of the patients? For example, this one right here. Do you recognize the name? I recognize the name, yeah. Okay.
Dr. Michael Weitz contends the illegal disposal of blood vials was unintentional, negligence on the part of his staff, a staff thoroughly trained to handle biohazardous waste. Waste that, according to the recently enacted Florida biohazardous law, must be sterilized or incinerated. The waste in the Arthritis Center's dumpster was hauled away by a general refuse contractor, Industrial Waste Services. The garbage collector knew of the illegal disposals.
It's not my fault because I have to get it anyway. Either way, I have to pick up the garbage. Even if you know there are blood vials in there, you still pick it up? I have to. It's the company's policy. I have to pick up the garbage.
IWS denies its policy is to knowingly discard of medical waste.